Hi, I'm Ian Clarke, author of the Israel-Hamas War Report and founder of Daylight Consulting, the Sapient Change Engine. During this video, it's about 6.5 minutes. I'm going to orientate you on what's in the report, what to expect from it, why it's so special, why you should read it, and where you can download a copy from.
You may not have seen a report like this before. It's an entirely new format from an entirely new firm in an entirely new industry. So this is unlike a new report you've ever seen before. Yes, there's stuff in there that you'll recognise. There's things like the timeline, there's the infographics, all 30 of the original infographics that we designed for this report, that really spell out turn numbers on a page into real human stories and lived experiences, imagery as well, that juxtaposes those numbers against the narrative to help bring it to life for people. This is what I set up the firm to do. Before, you might have seen in Project Speak Up, for those of you who are familiar with our story, that really brought to life the nature of the stories that weren't being told in the banking arena at that time. And we've built on that model. We've got a little bit better at what we do since then. It's 2021. This is my first report since then. And so we will find 84 pages of imagery, deeply dramatic and moving, of original infographics that really bring to life the data story and what's happening, what's taking place. You'll also see this is a report that jumps around. In 1 minute you'll be in Peru, the next minute you'll be in London, and then the next minute you'll be in Washington DC, and you'll be thinking, oh, this is like a Mission Impossible movie. But that's life. You know, that nothing happens just on a whim. Most people love to imagine that the war in Israel and Hamas brought it on themselves, and that the world is fair and the future is bright. But wise humans, we understand that things aren't always what they seem. Never assume anything. Those of you who've been with us since the start will know we began life as a D&I consultancy. But really what D&I is all about humanity and understanding people and helping people change. So that's why I think we've evolved into a change engine, and certainly taken more of a sidestep towards science, because that's why science exists. God does not play dice. There is an answer for every problem we face, every idea we imagine. Science has the answer, was Albert Einstein's point. We're coining the phrase. So we've really gone down that route to try and ensure everything we do and say is anchored in science, truth and reality. We want to be a brand that people know and trust as well. Trust for me is critical. No relationship can survive without trust and respect. And it's something as true leaders we aim to espouse in all we say and do. Deeds, not words. Right now, a lot of people, particularly in Palestine and Israel, are unable to achieve or what they set out, their dreams, or even to succeed in life, or even survive. Sadly, short lives cut short by the poor decisions of others. I think it's a real shame and keeps me up at night a lot. So when people say they care about the war and stopping it, I really mean it. And I want people to understand that you don't have to care or stop the war, but don't go around telling everyone you do and then dismissing those of us that do care and want to stop the war, because you are only lying to yourself. So we do care, and this, I think, is demonstrative of how much we care. For our origins in Project Speak Up, we have a legacy that we've been founded upon to create and drive meaningful positive change in common human interests. So this is the first report I've authored since Project Speak Up 2021, and it really builds on its legacy. All the things that I think it achieved, it resonated with people because they saw a little bit of themselves in that report. And I think that this report we've got a bit better since then at what we do. We've scaled up our ambitions, and I think that people, if they give this report a try, they will understand that Project Speak Up wasn't just a one-off. This is something that we can do again and again and again in order to help tackle some of the world's biggest wicked problems. It's one of the main reasons we exist. That, and to combat misinformation and to ensure others can succeed. So many of us go through life as just passengers on a train, or worse, passengers in a car that's driving off a cliff. There's this profound sense of helplessness that we want to help and we want to make a difference, but it's just so hard to at an individual level. This is a report for people who might feel that way because it's phenomenally empowering. This report can create change just by reading it. just a change in one person's mind can mean the difference between life and death for people all around us. It's overwhelming, really, how much difference just one person can make. But it only makes a difference if we choose to act differently than how we would have done. Here is a report that exists because my firm, a new business, exists now. The report that wouldn't have existed had this happened a year earlier. But it doesn't just create change by existing. People have to read it and understand it and then take action, or at least make small differences that all add up at a group level. We can all create change together, but only if we choose to do, not die. I hope people enjoyed the report. I perhaps haven't put it in the best light today, but it was a pleasure to write it, considering how tragic the circumstances of which the report reports upon. But this is a real labour of love, written not to be hard to read, but to be something that people read willingly and take away from it huge lessons in personal growth that they can also apply towards their own success elsewhere in life. As I said, all things are connected. Although this is a report on war, this is also a report written by and for the people. To explore the 14 scientifically isolated and explained causes of the Israel-Hamas war and a path to resolution, click here to download our free report today. Or you can visit our website, deilightconsulting.com. That's DEI lightconsulting.com. Be curious, become delightful.